Have you ever questioned the nature of reality? What if everything we know, everything we experience, is just a simulation? It sounds like science fiction, but some scientists, like Dr. Roman Yampolskiy, believe it could be true. Dr. Yampolskiy is an expert in artificial intelligence, the kind of technology that could one day create incredibly realistic simulations. He argues that if we can imagine building such advanced simulations in the future, who's to say someone hasn't already done it? Think about it. Our most immersive video games today are already incredibly realistic. Now imagine a civilization thousands or even millions of years ahead of us. The simulations they could create would be indistinguishable from reality itself. But how would we know if we were living in one? Yampolskiy suggests looking for glitches. Just like in a video game, a simulation might have imperfections, tiny inconsistencies that betray its true nature. These glitches could be anything from physical impossibilities to strange coincidences that defy explanation. Of course, even if we find a glitch, that doesn't mean we can escape. But it's a start, it's a crack in the wall of our perceived reality, a hint that there might be something more out there. So, let's say for a moment that we are living in a simulation. Why would we want to escape? What's wrong with the reality we know? Well, for starters, there's the question of autonomy. If we're living in someone else's simulation, our lives are essentially a program. Our choices, our desires, our very sense of self could all be predetermined. Escaping the simulation would mean reclaiming our freedom, becoming the masters of our own destiny. Then there's the pursuit of knowledge. Imagine the secrets we could unlock if we could access the level of technology required to create a simulation like ours. The creators of our reality would possess unimaginable knowledge and perhaps even the ability to manipulate the very fabric of existence. Escaping the simulation could give us access to this knowledge, allowing us to answer some of the universe's most profound questions. But perhaps the most compelling reason to escape is simply the desire to see what lies beyond. Curiosity is a fundamental human drive. We are explorers by nature, driven to push the boundaries of our understanding and experience. Escaping the simulation would be the ultimate adventure, a journey into the unknown that could redefine everything we thought we knew about reality. Dr. Yampolskiy proposes that there might be different levels of simulation. Think of it like nested dolls, one reality contained within another. We might escape our current simulation only to find ourselves in yet another, even more sophisticated one. Each level could have its own rules, its own limitations, its own purpose. We might find ourselves in a simulation designed for entertainment, education, or even something beyond our comprehension. The possibilities are as vast as the universe itself, perhaps even more so. Navigating these levels of reality wouldn't be easy. It would require a deep understanding of the nature of simulation, the ability to manipulate the code that governs our reality. We might need to develop entirely new technologies and ways of thinking to even perceive, let alone interact with, these higher levels of existence. So, how do we break free? Yampolskiy suggests several possibilities. One is to look for weaknesses in the simulation, exploits that we can leverage to our advantage. Just like hackers find vulnerabilities in computer systems, we might be able to find ways to manipulate the code of our reality. Another possibility is to attract the attention of the simulators themselves. If they become aware of our desire to escape, they might choose to release us, perhaps out of curiosity or even compassion. Of course, there's always the risk that they might not be so benevolent. Attempting to escape could have unforeseen and potentially dangerous consequences. The simulation could crash, we could be erased or worse, but for some, the potential rewards may outweigh the risks. The chance to break free from the confines of our simulated existence, to explore the true nature of reality, might be a risk worth taking. The question of whether we can escape the matrix, if we are indeed living in one, remains unanswered, but the very act of asking the question, of exploring the possibilities, forces us to confront our assumptions about the nature of reality and our place within it.